Welcome back to Zwartkops, and it's a big crowd that's out here today for National Extreme Motorsport action. I can tell you something, they're going to be entertained now by the two-wheelers because our South African Superbike Championship started at Desi and it now makes its way for the second round here to Zwartkops. And on new rubber, as Metzler joins us as one of our associate sponsors for the South African Superbike Championship. Great to have them on board and great to have that tyre brand back in motorsport. Starting with the 600cc Super Sports, down at Desi's Raceway, it was an epic battle amongst the Black Pack. And these young riders are certainly going to hold nothing back here at a circuit that really tests their skills. Blaze Baker steps out of his team and back into his old team with Seller Racing and the King Price Extreme Insurance team to take pole position. But it was due to conditions yesterday, very wet, they didn't get any qualifying in. So the number one plate and the championship leader starts in pole position, heading down towards turn one. It looks like he might have got the whole shot as well. We're on board with Staffen, who's up in second place. What a ride from Brandon Staffen. We saw how good he was down at Desi's Raceway, and he's showing that he's got the mettle to run with the front end. In fact, he just got squeezed out there by Kieran Snyman into turn two. So it's Snyman from Staffen behind Baker as they come onto the back straight. We're on board with Jared Schultz in the ASAP World Machine. This bike has got some serious pace. We saw it at Desi. We're going to see it in Cape Town at the next round too. But what is he going to do today? As he comes into turn four, just behind him, Dion Nelson starting to close down as well. And Tarek van der Merwe on the high-tech Evolve Nutrition bike, fighting hard there. Not quite getting the start he wanted. He's just behind Ricardo Otto and Gareth Gaelig up there as well, doing a super job. They come up to the top of the hill and now onto the shelf through Kenwood. Double right-hander. This is the one they're going to be worried about. It's the first time you flick the bike over in anger onto a left-hander. And everybody gets through. Baker, foot out style, down into turn number 8, GNH Transport Corner, and he's made his way to the front end and is starting to open up a big margin there on his old bike. Great to have him stepping in. He's taken over from Dino Iotso, who's on international duties in the 300cc Supersport category at World Superbikes for the next 2 rounds. And it doesn't look like he's lost any attack. And speaking of attack, whoa, look at that. Nelson up the inside of Staffen. The Kawasaki getting mugged down into turn 2. It's Yamaha's at the front end now, and only one of those Kawasaki's able to run with him, and that is the man on board 95, Brandon Staffen. He's running hard at the moment. AJH cooling, and of course Keating and Janssen, his sponsors, as they come through Volkswagen corner. Look at those bikes leaned over. These Metzler tires are working well. Jared Schultz going for a second place maneuver here, gets through on Snyman. He's good enough. Can he keep it all together? Oh, he runs a little wide, just a bit too hard on the brakes. Snyman comes back at him. Oh, and so does Dion Nelson. Dion Nelson taking that opportunity and squeezed out Schultz. Now Schultz now with some work to do as he heads down through Mix FM corner, down towards the final turn of the circuit. He's lost out there to Kieran Snyman after outbraking himself into turn 5. And Dion Nelson took the ride and said, yeah, I'll come for that. Oh, and Nelson has a big moment. Sits up out of the saddle ever so slightly, coming onto the main straight. Staffen trying to close them down. They go flying through turn number 1 now. It's R6s, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then the ZX6 just behind them there in 5th place. Staffen trying to run with these guys. Can't quite find the same pace as the tuning fork machinery at the front end. You know how good Staffen is. He's been on international podiums. Remember, he's won international races. And he's also been on top of the step of the podium on national superbike categories before this. So he certainly knows what to do. Let's see if he can find it now in these last couple of laps of the 600s. As they head to the top of the hill now, Schultz on the attack. Schultz pulls out of the slipstream, pulls alongside Dion Nelson, should be plain sailing here into turn 5 and is. He gets up into that 3rd spot again, forces Nelson ever so slightly wide, so making Dion Nelson's life a little bit more of a misery as they go through turn 5 and 6. Nelson going to try and come back at him. Can he find a way? Let's see how good Dion Nelson is here. He's definitely been working well, and you can see just how hard he's working on that TRD motorcycles machine. Tiny's worked hard to get that bike sorted out. He's got the suspension dialed in, and he's now on the attack for a possible podium. Jared Schultz wants to keep him out, though, as we go through turn 1 with him. Heading towards turn 2. Schultz trying to close things down. They've got a lap to go. Oh, and a little bit of an issue there for Snyman. Snyman runs wide. Oh, he's owns him. He's under pressure, that's for sure. I think those pit boards are going to warn him just to take it easy, but they didn't. And he's not taking it easy. This man's taking it plain and simple. Blaze Baker on the King Price Racing and Seller Racing Yamaha R6, miles ahead of the rest of the field. Kieran Snyman, only man who could really run with him. It's a pity that Malcolm Rudman didn't make it out for this round. Would have been good to see the arch rivals and good mates go at it here at Zwartkops. Hopefully he'll be back soon. As they go through turn 6, well, this is turn 5 for the rest of them. Oh, a little bit of problem there. Dion Nelson runs wide, under braking, and Schultz squeezes him out. Jared Schultz is going to have it plain sailing now down towards the final corner. Checkered flag is on standby though, and it's King Price Extreme and Seller Racing's Yamaha with Blaze Baker on board to take the win and extend his lead in the championship. Second place will be Kieran Snyman on the Hillbilly Racing team. R6, and across the line, Schultz just keeps out Dion Nelson. What a great dice between those two. Look forward to that at the next round. Confirmation of the results though. Blaze Baker ahead of Snyman. Schultze up in 3rd place, beating Dion Nelson right in the closing stages. Staffen hang on for 5th. Tarek van der Merwe on the high-tech racing Yamaha beat out Otto and Gareth Gaelic. So far so good for Blaze Baker at the front end of this field and the front end of the championship.
It was picture perfect for me. We changed a couple settings on the bike before the second race, which was very beneficial to us. And yeah, it paid off. Double win on the day, and 4 out of 4 so far. We look forward to Cape Town. A huge thank you to my sponsors who have come through now again this year and just put me on the grid. Without you guys, this wouldn't be possible. Evolve Nutrition, the Rossi Sports Bar, King Price, Yamaha South Africa. You guys are absolutely incredible, and yeah, can't wait for the next one.
4 times 25 gives you 100 points. Blaze Baker taking the lead in this championship and hanging on to it. Schultz in 2nd, Kuhn Snyman in 3rd. Ricardo Otto beating out Dion Nelson for the top 5. But watch out for the Cape Town boys as we head to Killarney for the next round. Before we do that though, it's time to go to the 1000 cc's. And the big bangers are looking forward to getting out on Zwartkops. Particularly that man, Kinsella, who looks to just turn his season around after a hard battle with Alan John Venter and David McFadden in the first round at Desi's Raceway. Morne Geldenhuys had a good round and a crash. It's great to have the Joker back in the field as well on the Adrenaline Power Sport machine. It looks like Nick Krobler might be running at the front end with the kind of pace he found. A welcome return for the man who crashed out at Desi, Byron Bester, on the high-tech racing machine. He'll have to start at the back because due to very, very tricky conditions and a massive downpour, we're starting on championship points. Seller side by side with Isaacs as they head down towards turn 1. Great start from Lance Isaacs. Looks like he might just be able to get ahead and whole shot here, or does he? No. Yes, he does. Oh, Seller had to sit up. He didn't see that Superbets BMW coming through on the inside, and Seller's down to 2nd. Under attack immediately there by Alan John Venter, who's got a phenomenal start again on the Suzuki. He's in 3rd place, side by side with the Joker. Venter coming almost touching with Nicholas Krobler as they came through turn 2. This is Isaacs' point of view coming onto the back straight. Look at that. What a shot. There's 5 riders all leaned over. You could only see one bike as they came through there as this BMW is trying to get away. Seller's under attack though, and you can see just how hard he's having to fend off the attack there from Krobler. Diving through the inside, the high-tech Evolve Nutrition Yamaha of Byron Bester. He's made up 4 positions already. Make that 5. What a start there from the young man. Remember, he injured his ankle after high-siding his bike in the final qualifying at Desi, and he's now back and in the attack. Coming out of the double right-hand at Kenwood. This is where they've got to be ever so careful, a little bit ginger through there because it is the first time you go through a left-hander. You can see it on Flock. Flock was sideways coming out of that. He's attacking big time. 222, the mayor of Witbank's son, Krobler, is under massive, massive pressure going across the line there from Flock. Further back through the field, there we go. Oh, look at this. Oh, this is the Joker around the outside of Evil Knievel, and they touch. Oh, elbow on that Metzler tire. That is what it's all about in South African Superbike racing. Brilliant stuff. And Krobler was very lucky to survive that. It did catch Seller out ever so slightly, which is going to give a chance here to Geldenhuys and to Flock. Flock on the inside of Seller. Take that. Oh, Clint Seller is in trouble. And you can see by the body language, he just gave up through turn 4. What is wrong with Evil Knievel today? That's not Clint Seller that we know. He'd be fighting back almost instantaneously, and it looks like he's just been rattled there by a couple of riders that he's not used to fighting with and not used to racing with. Geldenhuys on the back end of Venter now. Venter's on the back end of Seller, and then we've got Byron Bester. This is a phenomenal start. McFadden battling a little bit here with pace. Remember, he's only got onto that R1 at the beginning of the season, so there's still a bit of work to be done. When he gets up to pace the next round in Cape Town, we're going to have to watch out for him. Particularly if he finds the kind of pace he did at the first round. Krobler going in. And watch out as they come through here. Oh, there's a big moment. Oh, that is Flock. How did he save that? How did he keep that motorcycle upright? That was a phenomenal bit of camera work there from our man from Witbank. Super stuff from Krobler, showing us how Garrick Flock went almost Randy Mamola style to keep that bike upright. And now they head into the back straight, and there's no stopping this fight. Seller's in massive trouble here. He is not able to run, but I think what he's doing is just letting these two boys fight it out. And oh, big moment there for Krobler. Krobler got a little bit sideways out of Volkswagen corner, and it looks like Garrick Flock might get on the inside. Hello? Can you get any closer, please, Garrick? Jeez, that was crazy. He dived up the inside and forced him wide. It allowed Seller to come through as well. The Joker won't be happy with that. He's going to come back at him. Nick Krobler is a massive welcome return, and definitely someone we're looking forward to seeing for the rest of the season here in the South African Superbike Championship. Look at how the gap is closed down now. There's about 6 riders now fighting for what is potentially 2nd and 3rd place in this race. Isaacs has got away and disappeared at the front end on that Superbets Gaming BMW S1000. There you can see the gap just going into turn 2. That's Isaacs. And man alive, it's not done yet. Here comes Geldenace, all over the back end of Alan John Fenter. It's Bester and McFadden just behind them. And coming out of turn 2, let's go back to turn 2 and have a look at this incident from Krobler's point of view. This is into turn 2 on the first lap. He's got Sella on his... Sella on his elbow. Sella just forces him inside, pushes his elbow and his shoulder, and makes the Joker have to give that one up. Oh, that is top quality superbike racing. You won't find that any better anywhere around the world. We're on the final lap now as they head through turn 4, up to the top of the hill, and Clint Sella is not where he wants to be. That is for sure. Clint Sella is in big trouble here, and Lance Isaacs is going to do the double on the day. As he comes onto the back end of the Ducati there, the Shirk Solutions Ducati of Marius Kukumuru. The battle for second is still up for grabs. The Joker wants through. Sella's going to fend him off, and he's not going to hang on for second. There's a very good possibility, yes indeed, that DCCS core cutting machine is going to come through for second. Kukumuru gets out the way. Good idea. The flag is out. And of course, Isaacs is on the back wheel. Flock in second and Sella in third place. Something went dramatically wrong there. Let's see if he can get it all together and hopefully get it right by the time he gets back from Le Mans for Cape Town. Lance Isaacs in first place ahead of Flock and Sella. Krobler down in fourth ahead of Alan John Fenter on the Suzuki. McFadden up to 6, beating out Morne Geldenace. And Snowflake Dylan Barnard down in 8th place. Let's catch up with Lance Isaacs after a spectacular day.
Well, yeah, what can I say? Perfect weekend. Double win for the Superbets, BMW South Africa and LR Racing BBS 1000 RR. I can't complain, you know, perfect weekend, all the stars aligned, and I can just say massive thanks to all my sponsors. Metzeler tyres held up very, very well. I cannot complain. It seems to suit the BMW. So I think it installs a little bit of confidence for us going into the next round, and I'm absolutely beaming, looking forward to the next event.
Looking at the championship points, it is Clint Sella ahead of Lance Isaacs, the biggest mover up to second place. McFadden and Fenter down in third on equal points. Morne Geldenace in fifth, and good to see Nick Krobler after only one round already in the top 8. Let's look forward to all the action as we head to Isaacs and McFadden's land down at Killarney International Raceway on the 11th of May for round 3 of the Extreme Festival of Motorsport. The National Formula 1600 Series is proudly brought to you by Investchem and the Metzeler South African Superbike Championship by their associate sponsors.